Number 29, it's time to move on. Talk about another guy who's got a lot of potential, was drafted higher than Lamar Jackson was coming out of college. Number 29 on the Chris Simms Top 40 countdown is
Marcus Mariota.
Marcus Mariota.
Yes, Marcus Mariota. Listen, a lot of the same questions I think we have Lamar Jackson we got with Marcus Mariota.
It does seem, yeah,
right?
very similar.
I mean, it's very similar. It's my first thing with Marcus Mariota. There's moments where I go, wow, let's just think of the New England Patriots game last year. All the big-time throws he made down the field. The Philadelphia Eagles game where they won in overtime at home. Another phenomenal showing. But I think the big thing is it's too few and far between with, good passing games in the NFL. And I understand he hasn't had the greatest talent around him, but it's not always about just the numbers and the talent around him. It's what I see on a weekly basis of, missed throws that should be slam dunk completions for an NFL quarterback where, 1 week he's throwing dimes all over the field. The next week I go, damn, there's somebody wide open 10 feet in front of him, and he threw it 5 feet over his head. How does that happen? So it's those type of things. I always go back to this with Marcus Mariota. I always say he's an athlete who plays quarterback instead of a quarterback who's an athlete. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah, sure.
When I say that? I think he's like a really good athlete, and they were like, oh, let's play him a quarterback because he's got a strong arm and he can run fast. Yeah, okay, that's great. But, he misses some of the intuition or natural things that quarterbacks have sometimes who are really natural at the position. Do not think he has great pocket presence. He, unlike Lamar Jackson, cannot throw the ball from different arm angles, drop it down, throw it sideways, things like that. Injuries are a little bit of concern. And the big thing is turnovers. Marcus Mariota has been extremely careless with the football throughout his career. He's got 30 fumbles in 4 years. Interception rate's not all that good. So a lot like Lamar Jackson, I got to see more consistency in the pass game. And obviously, so do the Tennessee Titans, or they would have signed him to a long-term deal. This is kind of a one-year,
and apparently,
option.
Yeah, his final season of the rookie contract reportedly hasn't even been offered a long-term extension throughout the time. Now, they have beefed up the wide receiving core around him. They got Corey Davis a couple years ago. They brought in Adam Humphries this year.
Okay.
Who, it was interesting. I don't know if you saw that recent report where he said he picked the Titans over the Patriots because Tom Brady is old and you don't know how long he's going to be there anymore if you're going to sign a 4-year deal.
Right.
But that was, it's not untrue.
No, it's not untrue. I know people found that unusual. I think it's a valid question. You're telling me if New England goes and wins the Super Bowl this year and Tom Brady's the Super Bowl MVP and he's won 7 Super Bowls, you're guaranteeing he's coming back for 2 more years after this?
Yeah.
Or, excuse me, 3 more. No, it's not. He made a wise decision, let alone Julian Edelman's there. No receivers ever really get off stat-wise. He wants to sign a next contract. He's not going to get great stats to be able to bargain to get a next great contract. People got to forget, the Brady thing wasn't the only thing, but that was one smart point, I think, that you have to make as far as evaluating the situation.
It struck me as one of those where I think the Titans were on him early and he'd already made up his mind he wanted to go there.
Yes.
And then the Patriots came late, and then you go, I still am going to stick with the Titans, and you're trying to kind of justify it maybe later after the fact. It's like, how long is Brady even going to be there?
Sure.
But certainly, you can't knock him for thinking it. They did the Titans A.J. Brown out of Ole Miss in the second round. So
they
Marcus,
got some help around him.
He does have some help this year, maybe more than he has in the past. So I looked through the last 10 quarterbacks who were taken 1 or 2 in the draft.
Yeah.
And how many you would take ahead of Marcus Mariota.
Yep.
This is basically your countdown list. But, Cam Newton you'd take ahead of him.
Yes, I would.
Robert Griffin, close, not necessarily.
No, I think Robert Griffin has a higher ceiling as a quarterback than Marcus Mariota. But at this point, no, I'm not going to put him in front of Mariota.
Andrew Luck,
without question.
Jameis Winston.
Yeah, obviously we haven't talked about him yet.
Carson Wentz we haven't talked about yet. So, he's ahead. Jared Goff, Mitch Trubisky ahead. Baker Mayfield ahead. Kyler Murray ahead.
The big thing with all these guys you're saying is they're just better pure passers, throwers, whatever word you want to use for it at the quarter. They all have an advantage over Marcus Mariota that way, and that's really the big thing.
Let me go back to 2007 then. Jamarcus Russell.
He got him.
For
sure, no doubt about it.
Okay.
So hey, Mariota, you got to take the injury history into account. Hey, it's very close between him and Ryan Tannehill. Ryan Tannehill's his backup. It's, I know I ranked him.
Well, that's another thing too. Yeah, right.
He's similar skill set.
So if you were just to guess right now, is who is the starter come week, I would say 12.
Yeah.
You know, we're second half of the season, going to the stretch run. Who would you put your money on, Marcus Mariota or Ryan Tannehill?
Right, they're both injury-plagued that way. I think right now, though, I mean, for the year that it's such a big year for the Tennessee Titans, they got weapons around him. There's been a lot of talk about Mariota's put on extra weight to be able to take the pounding of the season. Maybe he'll play a little bit of different style this year. I'm going to put my money that Mariota's going to be the guy this year.
Okay.
I do.
And I do think it's interesting, too, because some people say, oh, the Titans, they should have gone a different direction or taken a different quarterback. I also looked at the quarterbacks.
There was nobody else to take, right?
The quarterbacks taken after Marcus Mariota were Garrett Grayson, Sean Mannion, Bryce Petty.
Oh, Garrett Grayson, you mean the guy that was supposed to follow up Drew Brees and take over the organization?
Correct.
Where is he now?
That didn't happen.
Oh, it didn't happen. That's right. Because third rounders don't get drafted to take over organizations. Thank you.
Bryce Petty, Brett Hundley, and Trevor Siemian. Those were all. That was it. That was the other quarterbacks drafted after Marcus Mariota went number 2. So it's a tough situation if you're the Titans. You know you need a franchise quarterback. Yes. Could you have gotten another piece somewhere else? Of course, but
the potential of what is why you had to take him.
Had to do it.
He not only was awesome in college and was great and won a lot of games, but you know, you had to look at the player and go, okay, if everything comes together, he can be special. And I still believe that. It just hasn't come together yet. So he's gonna have to show me before I put him in my top 20 or top 15 or top 10 for that matter.
Yeah, Marcus Mariota, number 29 on the list. You know who I would like to get their insight on Marcus Mariota being number 29?
Yeah.
Your dad, Big Phil. We got him on the phone.
Hey, Dad, what's up, man?
Marcus Mariota, you keep saying if this and that and bing and boom and all that, he'll be special. You ranked him at what, number 29 today?
Yeah, yep, exactly right.
Okay. You know, the biggest thing that would worry me about him, can he make special throws?
Yeah.
Yes or no?
Right.
Yes or no?
I mean, right now, I would say no. Yes.
No.
Right.
And why is it going to change? Is his arm? You know, he's a very. You said it right. Compact,
mechanical kind
thrower, whatever.
Right.
So he's not going to make. And we know that's the thing about statistics that they get lost in the NFL. Because, you know, we look at all completion percentage, their ratings and all that crap. But we don't give anything special to the guys that just make these incredible throws down the field because they have great arms and it's a tight window, but they see it as wide open, and they make the throw. And sometimes it gets intercepted, but a lot of times those are the throws that win games.
Right.
And every game comes down to me. You look at the winning team and the quarterback, it's going to have 3 or 4 throws. You go, wow, that was a big play, and his arm was the difference in making that play and helping us win today.
Yeah,
so there you go.
Yeah,
that's it.
Yeah, you're right. No, those are some of the things I just hit on because we saw it last year in the Patriots game, right? That was one of the few games of his career where I went, ooh, he made some difference making type of throws in that football game. But really, it's the only game I can speak to of that caliber to this point. Nor, you know, Dad, he can't. You know, I've never seen him do it. Every throw is the same. You know,
that's what I mean. That's what I said. Yeah, that's a great way of saying it.
He's
got a way to throw. It's nice. He throws spirals, but it's not powerful. So when you talk about that Patriots game, yes, he can throw great touch passes, all that. You can win with the Super Bowl. It doesn't matter as far. I mean, you get the right team.
Right.
A lot of quarterbacks can win the Super Bowl, but you know, difference makers. And you're right. It never changes. Can't really make the great off-balance throws that I think are a necessity in today's game, not only in the pros, but even in college and even in good high school, really competitive leagues. You know, you got quarterbacks that can make all these off-balance throws, and it's just a big part of the game now.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.